Hi everyone, welcome to day 2 at the 10th Annual Data Innovation Summit. Here we are with Ingo Paas in the morning, and Ingo is one of our keynote speakers on day 2 here at the summit. Ingo, it's my pleasure and our pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you so much. It's a wonderful event. I just, closed my presentation by saying, go on, you did a fantastic journey. This is amazing. So I'm really proud being part of this and being invited to speak today.
Thank you very much for joining us. And Ingo, you've been with us way from 2016. And I want to ask you, how does it feel to be back here at the summit and to be presenting as a keynote speaker in front of so many people who work in data analytics and AI?
I think the 10 years they passed by at the speed of light, but they didn't. And I think, when we look back, it was a very normal type of conference, and you developed a product, a passion for data and AI science, and I think the innovation that you bring together here is amazing. So I see a huge transformation from the first keynote 10 years ago to what Goran and you and the team built. This is amazing, and I'm understanding that you are now on your way to Dubai, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the kind words as well. I would like to ask you, you have over 3 decades of experience in driving tech-enabled transformation. And what do you see as the biggest shift in how businesses use AI and data, for example, now, and in comparison to 5 years ago?
I would say that the business has not really done so much with AI. What I would say instead is that the technology have developed extremely fast. They have developed at a speed that no one could predict. I remember I did a presentation on Mallorca. I was invited to do a keynote presentation in a business summit of an analytics company, and they were not thinking about AI these days. It was 5 years ago. Now everyone has AI in the products, everyone has AI in the service offering,
Right.
and everyone is talking about AI, but normal business do not really learn how to use it. They are just, pretty much where they have been a couple of years before. And there's one theory to this that is my personal view. Today we come with these technologies and there are very few people understand, how you can use them. And then there are and even more few people, they know the in-depth of these technologies. So I know this, but I don't have the in-depth skills. But what I know is how to translate this into business opportunities. But whenever we talk about it, the thing is that the business is going back in time. How did we solve this problem 5 years ago? And then they find the answer to how to solve the problem. So coming with AI to a business that is living in history, it's very difficult because they try to solve the problems as they did a couple of years ago. And things have changed fundamentally. So this is the problem for organizations to learn and to adapt to AI.
Yes, thank you for that answer, Ingo. And also in your talk at the summit, you cover scalability in companies. And I want to ask you, yes. What would you suggest organizations try or do differently when it comes to getting value out of their investments when it comes to data and AI? Not every company gets the value that they have expected from their investments. So when it comes to value creation, what would your advice be to organizations, but also teams and individuals to do differently when it comes to using AI and data in the company?
As I presented this morning, it's key to have a foundational infrastructure, an infrastructure that is avoiding fragmentation and helping to overcome this problem. Fragmentation is nearly everywhere in every organization. It's the whole range from the technologies to the vendors, the skills, the people, the processes, whatever you have, it's all fragmented. and then it's fragmented in different layers as well. So you need to get your arms around the core of these things and bring them together, and then add AI and augment AI into those capabilities from the core of your business, and then scale it from there. This is very difficult, and if you do not have the discipline or the ability to build the infrastructure, business will have problems to scale AI and then to reuse it and solve very many problems. And you asked me about the investment. So if you have a clever investment strategy, you might want to invest into platforms that you could build into your infrastructure, and then you use the platform to solve the problem that the business wants to be solved. And the more platforms you have, the easier it's going to be to solve the problems. And the more platforms you have, the more you can reuse them to solve other problems. So the equation is very easy. So you build your foundation. You don't buy all of these fragmented SaaS applications every time you have a problem. No, you avoid this. You build it from the inside, from the core.
Thank you for sharing these insights, Ingo. I'm very sure that whoever is listening will find them useful and valuable. I have one interesting question, and I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on that. When it comes to generative AI, which is what you're talking about as well in your keynote session here at the summit, what would you say is one of the biggest misconceptions that organizations might have when it comes to generative AI?
The biggest misconception of generative AI is that it's a kind of tool for everyone only, and that it should help us to boost productivity, because it will take time for people to learn to augment generative AI into their daily working processes. So if you talk about scalability from a business model perspective, you need to do it from the core, as I described before. So this is my biggest concern, and I think it's pretty much the key problem of nearly every business, because when you look around you today, the vendors you have, they are probably the best one in that field, but still you can buy all of them and it will all be fragmented. So you need to find the strategy to do it intelligently from the core, but then you can scale AI, and we should not forget and ignore the importance of our employees and the workforces to use AI. We need to do this. The ones who are not doing it, they're going to lose out, but the ones that will not invest into AI from the core, they will not survive. That could be a good statement. I'm not sure, but everyone
Yes.
said this 10 years ago about other things, but this is what we see periodically, and it's happening faster and faster.
Yes, thank you for that as well, Ingo. One more interesting question I have is regarding the next couple of years. So what would be your vision for the future, for the next, let's say, 3 to 5 years? What would be one bold prediction that you could make when it comes to, for example, generative AI or AI in general? Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think that I take that bold thing, and what I see is that the digital twin that I was presenting today
Yes.
to really do a humanistic transformation and help people with complex disabilities and challenges to overcome those holistically is a capability that should help us to introduce humanoids in supporting those people 24/7 by having robots in our homes. The only problem today is, and that's my vision and that's my bold statement, no one will ever accept a robot that is making autonomous decisions about what is right for you, what is wrong for you. So my bold statement is that the digital twin I was presenting this morning is with you, and it will inform the robot what the robot is supposed to do or not. The robot itself is autonomous, but the digital twin is giving the robot the instructions and saying, stop, this is what I want you to do and nothing else. So you protect the individual, and you will have the ability to use humanoid robotics at home and overcome that problem of fear of getting them into your household, for your loved ones to take care of them in the very sensitive moment of personal care, you can trust the robot doing right, because it will always be governed by the digital twin. This is my bold statement, and I'm sure no one has talked about this, so I'm probably the first one. It's also written in my book. I have one more, but I saved this for next time, because this is a bigger one. So the bigger one I save for next time.
Thank you for sharing that. And you mentioned the launch of your book, and which is my very next question. You just launched your second book,
Yes.
and I will leave it up to you to share a little about what is it inside and what can the readers expect. So what is the book about?
The book is talking about how we can solve a global humanistic challenge for those people where autonomy is in question. That could be because of genetic conditions, it could be because of degenerative problems such as Alzheimer, dementia, but it could also be because of stroke. So what this book is doing, instead of coming with fragmented solutions that are being developed as of today, is coming with a holistic picture of showing an affordable, accessible, and adaptable opportunity for people, digitally available in mobile phones and managed through a digital twin that is following the person with all of the history, the data, the communication, measuring the biological data, knowing the contextual information, where the individual is, knowing about the plan, and then connecting to all of the agents, I call them agents, so like the loving father, or the loving mother, or the brother, or the other caregivers that are working with this person, supporting him. So this is a very holistic approach to solve unsolvable problems with AI that are a humanistic challenge for us. And in terms of the aging problem, the societies will have more and more people with this kind of dementia, and digital twins could do a lot of work there. So I think this is what the book is describing, and it's explaining what is autonomy, human autonomy. It's explaining the current status globally. It is explaining the technologies available, the technologies proposed. It's giving a good instruction and information about how to build those. It comes with 10 very holistic use cases, broken down into 10, 15, 20 examples, so very detailed, explaining the vision forward about the value it does for the humans, but also for the systems, so the systemic improvements that it will bring with it. And then it comes to the human-machine fusion. So this is my book. It took me 2 years to write, a huge intellectual challenge, but
it's here now.
It's here now and it's ready. So it's on Amazon. We do the signature, the official signature today in a couple of minutes, and I'm very proud about this. But unfortunate situation that I also need this. So I'm gonna continue working on that.
Thank you very much for sharing that. Once again, congratulations on the book. I am very sure that it will help a lot of people around the world. And you also touched upon a personal story of yours during your talk at the summit, so we are very thankful for that. And the book can be found on Amazon, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, thank you very much. And one final touch, what would one word be to describe the Data Innovation Summit?
Simagentive. Simagentive is the new word that I developed and described in my book.
Right.
It's a combination of generative, agentic, and semantic. So
all three together.
Simagentive is the word that I would use to describe this summit.
Very creative. Thank you, Ingo, very much.
Thank you.